Yeah. Hi everyone, hello and welcome. Welcome to Canada. I decided to quit my job, and it actually was second quitting in my life, and it was a long time ago. I will make a sequence of video where I will reminiscence, would you say, or just pondering on how it was. Was it appropriate to quit? Was it the right decision or not? Because there's a lot to say. I don't know how many videos. I hope you will be interested. Why? Because when we watch live other people, we think of ourselves. This is why going to theater, it was before, now YouTube is better than theater, is very therapeutical. So we can sort of, through other people's stories, can see ourselves more clearly. I'm retired, semi-retired, I would say, and I watch other people channels who also retired. Their stories very interesting, but their stories usually, their channel has many different ideas, never talking to me in every aspect, because sometimes these people talk about their experience in finances, in ordinary life or in professional life, their thoughts about their life, their wardrobe, their diet, their weight, and all of that. Sometimes people also talk mostly about what is trending on YouTube. 5 reasons for this, 5 reasons for this. And honestly, it sounds to me very boring, because I can read those books. There's so many books about it, and someone will tell me about what I can read. Actually, it's just sort of, it's not interesting. But only when these people talk about themselves, it is interesting. Because while I'm listening about their life, it's like I talk to a friend. And also I can think about my own life. This is why I decided to do this channel the way I want. I want the channel to be. I hope it will be interesting for you. So let's talk about my quitting the job. I decided to quit a job in year 20 when we had COVID-19. So it started when in December 2019, me and my husband, I call him life partner, Nikolai, I will call him, because yeah, it depends what language you pronounce his name. We decided to go on vacation, very unusual vacation, to spend New Year Eve in Cuba, on Cuba or in Cuba, I don't know how right to say. I didn't do much research. It was a huge mistake. It was my second time going vacation to Cuba. I didn't do much research. Probably I didn't have much experience how to make research. I bought some things that I was regretting later very much, because it wasn't a good resort. It was a terrible resort, actually. It was very windy. Anyways, I can talk about this vacation later, because there's a lot to say, lots of memories about it. But we decided spontaneously. And no one knew about COVID-19 yet. So we packed, it was the 3rd week in December, went on a plane, and the stewardess, the flight attendant, she was very sick. And she said, she talked to another attendant, and I overheard, she said, I am so sick. I went to Hong Kong, her trip before was to Hong Kong, and she got very sick on that trip. Of course, she handed us food, she handed us drinks, and we got her infection. But I learned about it later when we arrived. After maybe first week in Cuba, we got her cold, she said, but it wasn't cold. It was COVID-19. Later, I learned about it. So it started like that. It's a very bad way to start New Year, really, being very, very sick. So me and my husband got very, very sick, and we didn't know what's wrong because we started to cough from a minute right away. And I never cough. Actually, I can have a cold day, I'll never cough. But this was very unusual cold. I never had cold like that. I started coughing right away. It was really hard, very difficult, hit us both. So we spent in a very uncomfortable bed in terrible room for 5 days. No help, absolutely nothing. I took some Advil with us on a trip, and that all we had was terrible. So that's the beginning of it. So we got COVID-19. Later I learned that it was COVID-19, but at that time I didn't know. When we arrived back to Canada, to Vancouver, things changed. Things usually shift after you had COVID, right? So your mental state is different. I battled for past 3 years, starting maybe from 2017, to quit the job. And I will tell you in the next video what job it was. But I didn't have guts to do it. It's always easier when they just fire you. Quit yourself, it's always hard because it's your decision, you doubt yourself. It's all your responsibility. So I battled it for a long time till May, what to do, and then I quit. I quit suddenly. I didn't want any party because my boss, she was a terrible person, and I put up with her like nuances of her mental state for 10 years. Working with her was terrible. It was very hard. I didn't want anything. I just wanted, probably also subconsciously, I wanted them to understand why I didn't want anything, because I didn't say. I just put my resignation and I never came back. So because my job was really a low income job, there were no money to it, nothing, not even 1 month pay, nothing, or something like that. I just quit and started new life. It was very difficult. There was one tree that helped me by the church where I worked. There was a huge tree. It was a maple tree. And I visited that tree very, very much. And while I made this decision, tree started to blossom. And when it blossomed completely, like amazing picture, then I decided to quit. I don't know why. It's probably some Nordic character in me that trees represent to me life. Sometimes I see the tree like the roots have to go to a beast. The roots have to go to the deep down to the bottom where it's darkness, in order for the crown, for the beautiful blossom and leaves to feel free and expand and be happy and be free. So, and the trunk of the tree represents to me the road of life. Sometimes I think of the tree like life itself, because gravity, I mean, everything on earth obeys gravity, right? But trees don't. All their life they grow up, they conquer the gravity. And also, if you have a sweet, let's say, fruit on the tree, so I see if the fruit is sweet, so why not the trunk should be also pleasant and sweet? Because the tree represents to me a life road, the fruit is reward, and the trunk is the road to this reward. And I know that sometimes Buddhism talks about it, although I'm not religious. So if you have a goal, when goal disappears, you start to notice the way. and the way must be as sweet as the fruit of the tree. This is why I decided to make my life sweeter, not to have a toxic environment of job that I was doing. And why not we meet again next time, and I'll tell you more about the job I was doing, I will tell you more about how I recover from this situation. I wish you well, be happy, be lucky. Bye for now.